Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the counselor's office. We are back with another episode of Bungie Admits the Game is Broken. What do you guys think this episode is actually focusing on? Tonics not working as intended? Not being able to actually use tonics? Comment down below what you think. Are you ready for the answer? Both. It is funny how Bungie actually has gone out and tweeted that not only are tonics proven to not actually be working as intended, but they actually admitted, yeah, we know for some people, you can't even do the main mechanic. In fact, it's got people pissed so much. Like, a lot of people don't like Paul Tassi, but even he is putting it out there saying Destiny 2 has lost the trust of its players, which is part of the video, right? Just the conversation that you and we're gonna have is the reality is Bungie has lost the trust of its players, but it's for more than one reason. And Paul Tassi does kind of give a list of things, and I think these are valid because when you're looking at in a bubble, it's easy to dismiss things, especially if you're a fan of Bungie, you're a Bungie defender, or you're a new player. It's easy to just like, oh, it happens. Game-breaking bugs happen all the time. But when you look at the macro, not the micro, but the macro, you look at history and context, you come to realize, yeah, the game is on a downward trend. So we go and talk about Bungie. Like I said, the tweets are on the screen. Bungie has talked about how, yes, Tomb of Elder tonics aren't working. In fact, what was found is that the tonics for Tomb of Elders, what it does is if you activate it, it doesn't activate for the corresponding weapon. It's a weapon adjacent to it. So if you're running like the hand cannon, you get like the SMG. I don't know if this is actually true. I don't remember like the pairings, but it's completely opposite. So you're chasing the wrong thing. But for some people, as Paul Tassi has explained from his personal experience, his Warlock and other people's other characters can't even access that. That's right. You can't even access the main mechanic of the episode. The entire episode revolves around the main core function focuses on tonics. Tonics are your artifacts. Tonics for focusing weapons. Now, can you craft the tonics on other characters? Is that a workaround? Sure. If you are unfortunate enough to have focused on doing things on one character and it may be not your main character, you're kind of SOL. But this goes on to weight gate, right? Weight gate, a lot of people were dismissive, saying, oh, it's not a big issue. In fact, Bungie tweeted and said, oh, there is no weighing of perks. But then later it comes out the community got their PhDs in mathematics and data and figured out you're wrong. In fact, not only did the community tell Bungie that they're wrong and that there is a problem, and Bungie admitted to it, so much so that they tried to do PR fixing by giving everyone free god rolls and then like 2 weeks of double drops from the Vesper dungeon. They tried so desperately to do some PR fixing that even now people have been advocating and saying, hey, tonics aren't working. Not only are tonics not working, but you can't access them on other characters. And people have been saying this since the launch of tonics. It has become such an issue with all the bugs. Not only that, but Bungie admits that the tether fix that has been going on since the launch of Vesper's host, that's right, they tweeted saying that they're working on a fix that was game-breaking bugs. Remember, last episode, Echoes, the exotic mission, was soft-locking players. They couldn't access the mission because they hadn't done the previous 2 acts, or people were doing the boss fight and they were locked out of that. It was just this constant stream of problems. People in the PvP side have been tired of Bungie because of the lack of fixing issues there, but now it's flowing over to the PvE side. So much so that people are starting to point out how inconsistent Bungie is in fixing the issue. We have a comment from True Vanguard. I just don't care anymore. I'm playing to kill time until Friday, but I used to give feedback, get animated about stuff, laugh, cry, but I just don't feel that anymore. Mostly because how PvP was handled over the years. But I'm just too tired to get that invested. Another comment from someone else from the comment section. or Twitter section, should I say. Nighthawk, first the PvP community and now the PvE community have lost trust as well. Another one, dude, I've been playing Destiny since 2014, but I finally had enough and quit last year. It was the best decision I've ever made. The game became so toxic and I blame the influencers for it. It lost its fun and story and got all woke. Okay. I would say it more has to do with the Q&A testers being fired, which Paul Tassi does actually point out, like, yeah, a large portion of the quality testers are gone. Congratulations, ladies and gentlemen. We, as the consumer, are now the beta quality testers. We are doing Bungie's job. We are fixing the game for them. We're pointing out the problems. And that's the thing. That's why people no longer trust Bungie. Whenever people come up with like conspiracies, it's more believable now than ever because of the consistent flow of data that the community has been producing and saying, hey, this is broken. This is broken. In fact, if you were to tell me that there was some game-breaking bug, I would immediately believe you because it's so consistent with what's been going on in Destiny. People no longer have faith in Bungie, not just because of their incompetence and financially and how Sony themselves have told Bungie to get their head out of their asses, but the fact that the game itself is now starting to suffer. And here's the real game breaker for me personally. How can I trust a company? How could you trust a company as a consumer to make the new changes that are coming in Frontiers? How can I have faith that the new content that's coming out is going to be better when the content we currently have now is buggy, it's broken, it's inconsistent, and overall, I just can't believe that a company like Bungie is so poorly run. I used to give Sony some flack, or not flack, but some flexibility because they just inherited Bungie. But I think that this has been so inconsistent and the outcry from the consumers have been so loud. And just looking at the player data, just looking at the player count, anyone who works at Sony could see, there's a problem here. Maybe we should intervene. So I'm starting to now blame even Sony for not doing more, for not putting more pressure on the company. And not to say that developers there's not developers who don't care about the game, because there are, like Noah. We've seen him through Revenant. He's been guiding and helping make some really cool content. But the problem is, one cool dude who cares about Destiny is not going to save the video game. It's not going to solve the problem, which is a buggy hot mess. And when you have core mechanics of the episode not even functioning the way it should, that's a problem. We got another one by Mr. Fluckoff. What a name. I mean, yeah, I recently started playing again due to sheer boredom, and it hasn't changed. Things are still broken. Weapons still filled mid overall, and stories are Velguard tier. The exotics are either useless or broken, with a few exceptions. Another one, I don't like episodes at all. I can barely play the EP, and it's all skipping dialogue and fast forwarding because I kind of sort of just don't really care about it. Same thing happened in Echoes. Tonics, I haven't used them at all that much. And here's the thing, a lot of people just don't enjoy this episode or episodes in general. There's been a lot of talk about how episodes are not good. They're bad, they're poor. Overall, I think this is a better episode. I do like the story, but it is very rushed. And that's been a sentiment that's been echoed throughout the community. In fact, even in my comment section, not just on Twitter, on Reddit, on the forums, when you have a large community base, even though there are people out there who are Bungie defenders or loyalists, they literally, their personality is Destiny. They can't argue against the fact that the majority of the community is not satisfied and happy with this episode. And it's only going to get worse. We're getting less content than we are currently now. We're getting less content. In fact, we're getting less content in 2 paid expansions, and then the rest is free. And if what we're getting now is paid content, the episodes are paid content. If this is the paid content we're getting now and it's a buggy hot mess, holy crap, I don't know what the free content's gonna look like in a year. All the four different free seasons, I'd be surprised if the game even functions. Let alone the 2 expansions that are gonna be short and sweet. Like, if there anything comparative to what we have in episodes, this is going to be a snooze fest for a lot of people. Now, I don't personally have a solution. That's not my job. I'm a dude who plays other dudes occasionally, right? Tropic Thunder reference, by the way. It's actually fitting. I do different characters sometimes, but I do enjoy the Destiny as a game. Like, I do find fun in it. It's not a bad game, but the driver, like, you can have a sweet Lamborghini. I don't know why I say it like that. You can have a sweet Lamborghini, but the driver could be ass. Bungie is the driver. They're going to do some barrel flips unintentionally with the Lambo. The thing's going to get dinged and banged up. The wheels are going to start falling off. The engine's going to pop. You're going to have a head gasket blown because the driver sucks ass. They don't know what they're doing. And that's what we're at right now. Like, the foundation is a Lambo, but the driver's just killing it. It's not my job. I'm a consumer. I can be empathetic, but at the same time, I can demand quality. I'm not saying quantity, right? Quantity is one thing, quality. And you cannot honestly say that we have been getting quality content with all the bugs, all the current issues that we're having ongoing. And here's the thing, I'm not even encountering these bugs, right? A lot of these bugs are not even affecting me. A lot of people were affected by the ignition bug, especially Titans who love the slam. Remember that? Bungie tried to program a boss to be resistant to ignitions, and so it nerfed the entire game to where bosses across the board were taking less damage because they didn't know how to program one singular boss. They just broke the entire game. Yeah, that adds into the current list of bugs that have been ongoing because Bungie doesn't have anyone who knows apparently how to test their game. In all, I don't believe Bungie is doing anything well enough to build trust with the community. And people who are dedicated to Destiny are leaving. And here's the thing, like I said, I've been playing other games, so luckily I've avoided a lot of the bugs personally, and that's me. Like, I still play Destiny, but I don't play it daily. I've become more casual, even though I still play probably more than what most people do. But from my perspective, with like 10K hours, I'm casual now. I'm casual comparative. I don't know. You can let me know what you guys think down below. But as you can see on the internet, Bungie is trending. Like, it is comical how much the community rises up because of how incompetent Bungie is. As I'm speaking and recording, Bungie tweets, Iron Banner tribute mode was accidentally enabled along with the control mode earlier today. We disabled tribute just a moment ago, and the change will populate into the game shortly. Only Iron Banner control mode will appear in the remainder of the event. This is like an ongoing joke. Bungie disabled Last Word because it was bugged out and it was two-tapping in PvP. Bungie disabled Tether for Vesper's host, but then it was enabled for the master version of it. In fact, it was bugged. The master version was bugged to the fact that it wasn't even giving Artifice armor. Like, just this constant stream of, we're releasing content. Oh, whoops, we have to disable it. Oh, we're releasing content. We have to disable it. Even hunters are bugged. They're getting super generation for Outbreak and Nighthawk, even though it wasn't supposed to get that buff. And so it's producing super with Celeste and Nighthawk when it's not supposed to. Titans, Sentinel's doing like 150 plus damage more than what it's supposed to bosses. Warlock was just nuking things by chunking damage, but they, of course, they immediately disabled that, right? Everything else they let ride for a bit, but they completely disable Warlocks. But that's besides the point. The point is that we're seeing an increase in bugs, game-breaking situations, and I leave this with you guys. Has Bungie lost your trust? And what could Bungie do to earn it back? Comment down below and let me know what you think. As always, I'm Mr. Gaming Counselor. Until next time, game out.